Good morning, YouTube. Today's 10-minute challenge is to create a box with a bunch of slots in the side. From my experience with 3D printing, when I just did a box with straight walls, it was really flimsy and actually failed during print. So I'm hoping by putting in little slots on the sides, things will cause it to shape and warp and actually hold it in place. We're going to start by creating the slot profile. Basically a rectangle with two circles on each end. Once I've drawn these circles in, I'm going to use the trim feature to cancel out the interior lines. So, trim. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to kind of move it around, try and find a nice profile. I'm going to try and extrude the geometry. So I'm going to try and extrude it by 5 millimeters. Well, that's too much. For the sidewalls, I'm going to aim for probably 1 to 2 millimeters. I think 1 millimeter is going to be more than enough. The next piece that I want to put in there is I'm going to look at adding a draft. Now a draft gives angular shape to the surface, to the sides of an object, kind of making it look like a trapezoid. And it's really easy command to work with. So first off, it's going to ask me for like a couple of, it's going to ask me for a planar face reference place. It's going to ask me for a reference face. And one of the things I like to do is to do all normal faces. So I get everything wrapping around this surface. I could choose just 1 or 2 faces, but I like this one. The trick with this command is in the arrow. Right now, you have it expanding out, but if you click on the arrowhead, you can actually get it to flip between outer and in. So expansion and contraction. I'm going to use this contraction because I want to know the maximum size of my object. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a body, specifically the cube that I'm going to use to be embossed in. And we're going to just start placing it here at the origin. It's 100 by 100 by 100 cube. So go back and make sure I'm selecting the design body in question. It's going to move all the shapes around, and that way I can line things up. So click on design body 1, grab the thing, and move it up 30 millimeters and also move it down. Remember that if I want to create an additional design body, I'm going to have to hold the control key while I'm doing the selection. All right, so I got 3 slots, and they've created 3 design bodies, design body 1, 3, and 4. It's not really important what their numbers are, it's just more that they exist. The feature I'm going to do now is to try and say, hey, can I simplify this? Can I make all those design bodies into a single unit? There we go. The design bodies are also not aligned. So let's see what we got here. Take them off. Try and make sure I've only seen what I want to see. So there's design body number 1, design body number 3, design body number 4. And it's pretty obvious they're not aligned with the origin. Try and select them. Use the union operation. It didn't work very well the first time. Let's try again. All right, so union. Select body number 1, body number 2, body number 3, and green check mark. Yay. Now I only have 2 design bodies. I've got my box, which is design body 2, and these 3 slots, which are now design body 3. Okay. Let's use some selection, grab the design body, slide it over so that it's in line with the edge of the box. Turns out needs to be over 5 millimeters. So type in 5, done. All right. Now, I could do a slot right now on these, but I really kind of want to do all 4 sides. So I'm going to have to play some games and think about how I want to rotate things. So what I think I want to do is I want to rotate around the top of the box, probably in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm going to try and get this steering wheel to line up. Remember, I need to kind of hit shift plus click right on that inner ring. Yay. And then I can rotate this. Now what happened here is that there's something called design intent in Solid Edge, and often it's really good, but the 2 bodies had a coplanar surface, so the developers are like, hey, you want to keep those 2 things together. And I'm like, no, I don't. So I needed to turn off the design intent. Now I can do the selection, and I'm going to rotate this body. All right, so let's see here. Control. Rotate. No, that didn't look quite right. Control. And I'm going to type in 90 in a moment. There we go, 90. Oops. I rotated it in the right orientation, but now into the wrong point in space. So what I'm going to do again is just select it and drag it up. So let's go through here. Select. Grab the design body. That's not working. All right, let's try again. All right, escape. Great. Grab the design body. Take the middle of the steering wheel. Drag it onto the first point for my reference. There we go, snapped on the edge. And now I'm going to drag the arrowhead up 100 units and snap it on the other side of the cube. All right, having done that, everything moves into the right spot. Great. So now I have 2 of my 4 sides done. To simplify my life, I'm going to make these 2 design bodies the same thing by using a union command. Let's see if it worked. Nope, as I haven't got the same body yet. Oh, we'll try again. There we go. Nope. Let's see here. I should have, oh yeah, sorry, it did work. I have 2 design bodies. Design body 2, which is the cube, and design body 3, which is the slots. I don't want to really drag and drop all these slots over and over again, so I'm going to rotate the 2 sides around the center of the cube. Like I did in my other video with the balls, I'm just going to create a big X on the top of the cube, or I'm just going to use some lines to try and find the center point. There we go. And now I'm going to have something that will actually be selectable. Okay, so I've got a line, it's got an endpoint, we're good to go. Next step, select design body 3, the 2 slots, and they're highlighted here, great. I'm going to drag the cursor onto the endpoint of that line, and it's on the surface, great. Shift and select the center, shift and select the center again. There we go, top. All right, I want to copy, so control while I select, and rotate. 180. That looks good. Design body 2, design body 3, design body 6, union, and let's see what's going on here. All right, I got them. Check, and crunch them down into a single design body. That's not so bad. So now I want to emboss the 12 shapes, the whole design body all at once. And I'm going to apply, in this case, watch it, a clearance of 2 millimeters. So where I had a 10 millimeter wide slot before, these holes are actually now 12 millimeters. And something to watch out for is the design bodies for design body 3 are still in the model. If you look on the inside, I actually have really nice definition on those slots that I put in the side. So I'm really excited about that. All right, we're going to jump into 3D printing in a moment, but just remember we've got Design Body 2, the cube, and Design Body 3, the slots that we're working with. All right, so importing this into Prusa, I'm going to notice in a moment that I have a big problem, which is that I have a duplicate geometry where those design bodies for the slots were. And this is a real problem because that's going to cause everything in my model to fail during 3D printing because those are not connected to anything. I'm going to be trying to print in the middle of free space and it's just going to fail. So back into Solid Edge, and I'm going to click on Design Body 3, delete it, and that's going to fix my model. All right, yeah, that's cool because we just deleted the one we were working with. Just make sure it's deleted. Okay, great. Back into Prusa and slice it up, and there we go. The offending problem is removed. Something I really like, being able to work back and forth with Solid Edge and Prusa and make sure the design is exactly what I want. Thank you for watching.